Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. Hello and goodbye. Hello and goodbye. I know I'm not where I want to be. I'm humble to a certain degree. When my confidence is just brimming over the top, just overflowing, the universe always put me in check. The universe always have the checks and balances, the receipts and everything else, and say, you about to get humbled. You about to be humbled. You about to take some steps backwards. And it's not that often. And even when I'm not overconfident, it's just sometime when it's regular, everyday kind of stuff. Sometime I slip. Sometime I fall. I ain't perfect, and I'm okay with that now. I'm reformed. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels and seems like it's every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way because we got this special, unique bond. Sharing is caring with some things. Yeah, it is. But one day, one moment in time, somebody's going to figure out what to call this. And when they do, we're going to retroactively say, that's what it's always been. We didn't know the name. Now we know the name. It is all to the G-O-D. Double O-D, by the way. But double O-D. It's all good. It's all good. I know I'm not perfect. I've mentioned this many occasions. It took me a long time to get to that place. It took me a long time to get to that mindset that I'm not perfect. But I always had a problem with backtrack, I always have a problem with failing at things that I thought that I should have gotten better at, or failing at things that I should be failing at because of the practice and because of all of the minute details that went into that situation or went into just building oneself up into a certain point. But I don't necessarily look at it that way anymore. I just look at it as that's just me and I'm human. Besides how many of yous, and that's basically the you plural, you want to say I'm a robot, but I ain't a robot. No. Not even cyborg. Not even a creature or someone from a different planet or time traveler, by the way. So just go ahead. You pick, you choose. I'm just the narrator. I'm just the narrator that's giving you multiple choice answers, or you can just go for all of the above, or you can go with all of the above if you so choose. You pick, you choose. That's on you. But I know I'm not where I want to be. And it's not a slight on all of the work that I have done. It's not a slight on the mindset that I've built and just my personality and me in general. It's just that when I think that I don't have to worry about certain issues and certain things anymore because I've been through, how can I say this? I've been through the ups, the downs, the highs and lows, the tribulations, and coming out on the other end, I felt as though if a moment or if something like this would ever present itself again, I would make the right decision. That's what I assume. And since I'm not, I repeat, since I'm not in that perfect world and dreaming of perfection anymore, I don't look at it as 100% as always the case. Even though I'm still disappointed that it happens and that it occurs every so often, I'm just looking at it from the perspective or the point of view that, yeah, it happens. I'm human, but yeah, so you can just go ahead and ignore everything I just said before that because I said but, so maybe I should just say and. Just ignore the but. And I understand and I would like that percentage to be higher than 50, that percentage to be higher than 75. I want that percentage to get as high as possible because I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to occur. I know I'm going to take some step backwards. I know I'm not going to be able to get the results that I would like to get in whatever situation I'm prepared for, whatever situation I'm unprepared for, whatever scenario that happens to occur within the universe, the world, or within my circle. I just want that percentage to be higher than just a coin flip. I want that percentage to be as high as possible. So I'm looking at it from that point of view now. So I'm not necessarily destroyed because it happened. It's just a friendly reminder to me from the universe that there's always work to be done. There's always something that's going to come up, and maybe I am prepared, maybe I'm not, but for that moment, just make the best of that moment. And that's where the divide comes. Because even in addition to me wanting it to be a certain percentage and not shooting for perfect, not shooting for the 100, what I like most, or what I would like out of that outcome or in that situation the most, is doing the best I can in that situation. And when I don't do the best that I can, that's easy to just say that's a fail. Ain't no candy coating, ain't no sugar coating, ain't no 50-50, ain't no corn flip. Did I, upon further review, looking back at whatever took place, whatever happened, was I making the best out of a bad situation? Was I making the best out of a good situation? Was I making the best out of an unknown situation? And that's the only thing that I can control. I can't control whether or not the situation is going to be good, bad, mediocre, or somewhere in between. But I can control how I treat and react to the situation. I can't control how I am looking into the situation, whether or not I'm going to have to take deep breaths, whether or not I'm going to have to pause and remember my center, whether or not I'm just going to have to pause on going ape or cray-cray or indifferent. That I can control. I can control how I can react. I can control that. And that's where I'm at now. Since the universe then checked me, pretty much checkmated me, because I thought, for the most part, there was a situation that I was able to get the best out of more often than not. But after falling into the trap and after basically not getting the best out of the situation, it can happen, it can occur, but revisiting and looking back introspectively on said situation, I wasn't at that moment making the best out of that situation. I was not. In fact, I was making the situation more chaotic. I was, what do they say? Adding fuel to the fire. I was adding fuel to the fire. I was just running around with some gasoline and any kind of flammable liquids, and I was just pouring it all over the place. And I was saying, yeah, let's burn this baby down. Yeah, the roof ain't on fire because we ain't lit it yet. And I imagine if we light this, it ain't gonna be no burning. It's gonna be kind of like a uncontrolled explosion. And that's what I was doing to the situation. I was making the situation worse. I could have did a mini thing. And in the heat of the moment, even in the heat of the moment, there's enough time. In the heat of the moment, it's not necessarily going with your intuition and gut feeling, because my intuition and gut feeling in the heat of the moment, it was basically telling me to do the opposite. But I just said, nah, not today. I don't need you. I just need to let this flow. I just need to let this go. I just need to add more fuel to the fire. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. And that was a friendly reminder to me about truly understanding, controlling what I can control, and not necessarily trying to think through a situation when it's all emotional, or think through a situation when I'm all in my feelings, or think through a situation when there's really no time to think. But something that I realize I can't always do, even in that split second, even in those moments. Try to make the best out of it. Try to make the best out of those situations and those moments. And once you build that up, me personally, which I thought I did, because I always have a positive outlook with a dark side, with a dark twist, and the darkness is just for comedy. The darkness is just for comedy. So don't forget that. Don't forget that little part. And that was a good learning experience. And no, peeps. This wasn't a customer service kind of thing. This wasn't a messenger kind of thing. This wasn't any situation like that, because I feel I'm going to puff my chest out. I don't have to sing. I don't have to sing like a bird either. I'm just going to puff my chest out and say, when it comes to customer service, I got that on lock. When it comes to customer service, I can't even say it right. How about this? When it comes to customer service, I got that on lock. I got that lock down. Just go ahead. You don't need no key. You don't, because if even you had a key, you wouldn't be able to open it. You wouldn't be able to open it, even though bolt cutters. I guess butt cutters too would work, but I don't know what that looked like. I don't know what that'd be like. Maybe somebody can inform. But my knowledge on that is on level 0. But not even bolt cutters could cut through me having customer service game on lock. That ain't what this is. This is just something completely different, something completely out of right field. My left, your right. My left, your right. But just knowing that, or just being at a level now, I should say, where I'm not bothered by making mistakes and taking steps back, because there was a point where just that whole notion would just spin me out. Just that whole notion would have me working, trying to reach the 100%, doing everything I can, trying to get the 100%, and being extremely disappointed and mad at myself because I let it happen and I didn't get the 100%. So now from this point on, I have to get the 100%. I'm not in that place anymore. I'm not in that space. I'm well past that. I'm even past the point of taking the L. I'm past the point of acknowledging that this is a step back. I'm now on the point, and I'm now on the level where making that uncontrollable situation controllable in some kind of way for me. That is what I'm focused on. And that is the next level for me. Making an uncontrollable situation, whether it's good, bad, or neutral, figuring out on the fly without thinking, basically just being able to control what I can control and using that control to make the best out of whatever situation it is. And I guess in other words, it's kind of respecting the moment, kind of looking at the moment as a one-off instead of something as being continuous. I can go back later on and view it as being continuous. Later on, I can go back and look at it and replay it and maybe stay up many, many nights decoding it and getting to a place where it gets me closer to that percentage I look for. I can do all that later. But in that moment, just look at it as a one-off. View it as a one-off. Treat it as a one-off. And by treating it as a one-off, being in tune with what I can control, and that being a one-off, making it something rememberable. And making something rememberable in that situation for me is making the best out of whatever the cards were dealt. Even though it's cliche, that's my breakdown of it. That's my breakdown of it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the new and improved website at extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. This episode, as you probably know by now, is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, basically all things Vince. And I'm so far behind and I'm trying to catch up. I will catch up. But VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me and my whereabouts. That's the place. Also, be sure to check out YouTube. Everything is there. Yes, YouTube. Everything is there. Like, subscribe, share, and comment or interact, if you will. VDG Sports. Where? VDG Sports. You know what time it is. Regs, noob, that's still here, I guess. Thank you. Regs, I ain't gonna give it to you, but I'm just gonna say I'm out. Like 3 strikes.